Hi everybody, Scott here. Making this video brings a smile to my face. I didn't expect that. The last time I made a video for this channel was February 2019, just a little over 5 years ago. And I've certainly thought about making a video for some time, but you know, each time I did think about it, so much more had happened in the world that I just had, I guess, so many thoughts, I just didn't even know what to say. And so there was a video I made, not sure if it was the last video, but it was certainly one of the last videos that I had made for this channel. I called what the hope is going on, and you know, it's a play on the phrase "what the hell is going on," and I think maybe I'll title this video "What the hell is going on," because it seems totally appropriate to everything that's happened in the world since 2019. I read through some of the comments that were on the last video that I made in 2019, and they're all encouraging. It seemed to speak to things that others were feeling. It was an encouragement to others, so I thought, okay, well, you know, maybe it's time to make more videos. You know, when I made those videos back in 2019, I really did have a sense of hope and optimism that it was like everything got turned the right way up. Everything started to make sense. And I think I said things like what I'm about to say back then, that yeah, it just looked like a veil was removed, a spiritual veil was removed over the earth that allowed people to more easily see the truth, absorb the truth, discern the truth, see the truth of what's really been going on in the world. And I guess it can happen in stages and layers and things like that, because no one would have expected, very few would have expected what happened at the end of 2019 to have happened, the way it happened and what ended up happening after that. And so it was almost like, I sort of look at it, or a way of looking at everything that's been happening is, at least the way I see it, pre-2000 and I think like 15 or 16, everyone was just sort of going about their business. And I sort of see it as almost like with a level of, or varying degrees of consciousness and unconsciousness because of that veil. But there are some that are open to that veil, or what's behind the veil, if you like. And so while, yeah, it's almost, you know, they say, you know, looking through a glass darkly, that kind of thing. And for whatever reason, like spiritually speaking, it was like, I think our generation, like the last 100 years or something, it's like nothing's really happened spiritually. It's almost like the world's been left to be able to go about its business in a natural way. And while, you know, we're all sort of engaging on a spiritual level as best we can, things are certainly different now compared to then. So like pre-1516, it's like if the Bible was to be written in these days, it was like they would have just skipped the last 100 years. And in some respects anyway. I mean, you could argue things about that, but just generally speaking. And then 15 and 16 came around, and I've shared this before, so I won't go into it now, but it was like the veil was removed and you could start to see things happening in the world, have a clearer sense of what was going on. And then I noticed that other people were saying the same thing. Like, it's like people just dotted throughout the world were online speaking a similar language. And that was encouraging. And there really was a sense of hope and optimism. But I think after that, I guess a way of looking at it, so I'm sort of a bit all over the place getting my thoughts out here, but just to say before 15 and 16 was kind of like a level of conscious unconsciousness for all of us. And then after 15 and 16, there was an opportunity to be a lot more conscious. There was an opportunity to, for those that wanted to see more, there was an opportunity to see more. But that sort of led to sort of a divide, that there were still a lot of people that weren't seeing anything at all. and then post 2000 and like from about 2020, that divide was even greater. And so there was a sense of optimism, and then and that, like, it was like God had shown up. And I guess that was the beginning, even though this war's been going on since the beginning. It was like there was an awareness of the spiritual war that has been going on, suddenly was in front of us to see. And that manifested in all sorts of different ways. World events, people's attitudes, all sorts of things. So I'm just walking into the sun at the moment. And then we got news the world got news of a bad thing at the end of 2019 into 2020. And it's like that like a dark cloud began to sort of roll across the plains. And for some of us, we saw it instantly. It's like, okay, here it comes. And so since then, since the end of 2019 into 2020 and everything that's happened since then, it's like the enemy has taken between 2016 and 2019, it's like the enemy was taking a big, deep breath. If you look at it like a dragon, like taking a huge, deep breath in order to just blow fire across the entire earth. And yeah, it's completely changed the game. Completely changed the game. And as each month in 2020 rolled on, it was just more and more astonishing, bewildering, confusing, unbelievable. And that the awareness of those that can see and those that can't see became more and more glaring and clear. And so I think 2020 and onwards has been the enemy's attempt to turn not just everything back upside down, but like turn what was turned right side up, turn that back upside down, like put us back into unconsciousness, but on absolute steroids. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the events of the last 4 years have certainly caused me to question lots of things. A lot of history. It's like, well, if they managed to do this to the world so easily, and trick so many people so effortlessly, really, and easily, what else have they done? What else do we believe that's not true? But so we were able to get through 2020, 2021 just due to our lifestyle, where we live, what we do, fairly easily, not compared to a lot of other people that lost everything, whether it's their health or their family, friends, their belongings, their livelihoods, their businesses. You know, we got through that by God's grace pretty well. The burden that I have and had is not what we were told was going on, but what was being done to people because of what we were told was going on. I could see a lot of damage and a lot of hurt being done to people for no reason. And just unbelievable. And it's just been, since then, it's just been one event after the other, after the other, after the other, of everything, of things being turned upside down. So I think the sun's behind me now, so it might be a bit dark, but whatever. I'm trying to find a way to finish this video, to just really sort of touch base and see where others are at on this channel. If you're still here, if you see the video, if you're still interested in any of my commentary or not. I mean, maybe this will be the last video. I hope not. There's a catharsis that goes with making a video like this, and I hope it's cathartic for those of you watching and listening. So it's interesting that we can now read what's going on in the world in one of two ways. I'm not sure how you guys see it, but I can read a very hopeful narrative on what's going on, or a very, very pessimistic one. And I think for me, I can oscillate between seeing that this is all happening for the greater good, that it, had to be this way, darkness to light, it's a process, and that we just never thought that it would go this way. But it's also understandable that our generation, the last few generations, we really haven't had to suffer at all, and it could get a lot worse, that's for sure. And there's people that think it is going to get a lot worse. But so it's almost too easy to look at what's happening as just the end times rolling out. It's what everyone who's done any research into the end times, Revelations, the mark, all of that sort of stuff is like, yeah, that's where we're at. It's very easy to think that way, and could be true. But I also think that maybe not. That that's just a belief system. A lot of us grew up in that belief system, but it might not be right, or at least the timing of it might not be right, and that the best is yet to come. Because I just don't think God's in the business of waking everybody up, or giving the chance for a lot of people to become more conscious, more conscious, to fill the people with hope and optimism of a bright future, just to then allow it to be taken. And so maybe the journey towards a greater future is just unfolding in a way that none of us ever thought it would. So it's a very interesting time right now, and I think maybe this year is a very interesting year for humanity. And it does seem that as time goes by, and when the enemy continues to turn everything upside down, that it actually is also helping more and more people to come to their senses, to wake up, to see that something isn't right here. Something's very not right. And so I think for me, for a good while now, have sort of oscillated between hope and despair, and anxiety that comes with that. It's also challenging when there's so few people that have I guess you could say, a shared worldview. That a lot of people are still very unconscious. Anyway, I just thought I'd give it a go. I just thought I'd bring the camera out while I'm going for a walk and just see what comes out, see if it was like worth sharing, and just see where everybody else is at. And maybe something of what I've said, resonates, or the way I say it resonates. And I don't know, maybe it will turn into a dialogue. But I've sort of had so much so many thoughts and feelings about everything that's been happening. It's almost like being full. So this video really has been about sort of taking that cap off, at least from making a video point of view, taking that cap off and just seeing what comes out, see if it makes sense to people, see if it's worth sharing it, seeing what others think, and take it from there. So I hope that wherever you guys are watching, that you've got through this time well. I might sound a little bit pessimistic in my tone, but I'm not really. Maybe a little bit, but I guess it's a serious content. So, but I started the video with a smile, I'll end the video with a smile, and I do hope this video finds you well. I hope that you've managed to navigate this time well, and just persevering while things continue to unfold and unravel. And I'll see you maybe and hopefully in another video.